Hi everybody. So my name is Danielle and I made my business continuity plan about Phoenix and Company, which is a small accounting firm in Fairbanks where I've been an intern for about a year. So I've been learning about the company and I know it pretty well. So the executive summary. So the mission of Phoenix and Company is to provide accounting services to our clients and help them to improve their financial literacy so that they can better understand their own financial needs. So to make sure that we can support this, we have to be prepared to provide services through any type of threat or emergency. We have to be prepared to quickly and effectively resume operations should any disruption occur. And included in this responsibility is a requirement to ensure that each member of our staff knows proper procedures in the case of any emergency or disruption. So to do this, to guarantee that, we have established this business continuity plan, informed and trained our staff, and ensured that every member knows where to find the information necessary should any situation arise. The objective of this business continuity plan is to ensure that each member of our staff has the ability to respond to a business disruption or disaster and that the organization can recover from it, to make sure that a recovery process for our critical functions are defined and that the staff are aware of their roles and responsibilities. It also will ensure that Phoenix and Company will prioritize the safety and security of their staff, their building, and their client records. And it will minimize the disruption of essential client services and minimize disruption and losses to the organization. So, plan activation. This is a really small company. There's only 9 employees. So the owner is basically the sole authority to activate the procedures, but if they're unreachable for some reason or incapable of activating the plan, the responsibility will be delegated down. So these are the positions we have in the company. There's the owner, the one lead staff accountant, the one staff accountant, 3 administrators, and there are 3 interns. The top 3 are noted with an asterisk so that you know they're a key employee because these 3 employees are essential to the continuation of the business functions. So key responsibilities for the plan. So the person authorized to activate the plan will take note of any information they've received, any decisions that have already been made, and any actions that were already taken. They'll make the decision to activate the plan, pass along any relevant information, and if they need to, they'll appoint an incident manager. And then if the incident manager is needed, or the plan activator will then start a log of everything that has happened so far, decide if the building will need to be evacuated or if the incident's response can happen in the primary location. They will provide direction to the rest of the staff members to ensure an effective response, identify any damage or disruption that has occurred so far, make sure they're communicating with emergency services as needed or clients and vendors as they need to, and then decide the course of action to be taken, and make sure they're communicating that decision down through the staff. And then after the situation has been concluded, they'll debrief the staff and identify any weaknesses in the plan and update it as necessary. So, communication. The owner and the administrative staff have full access to clients, vendors, and employee contact information. In an emergency, the fire, police, ambulance will be contacted as soon as possible, either by the owner, the administrative staff, or will be delegated to somebody else. Clients and vendors will be communicated with via email. We'll change the outgoing phone message on the answering machine. If it's something that is not a super emergency, we might mail something out, or we'll put a sign on our front door as need be so that if people do show up to the office, they'll know that we're closed or operations aren't happening at that location or whatever. Employees will be contacted in person usually, because since there's only 9 of us, it's really easy to communicate through the staff in person. But if somebody's not at work, then they will be called on the phone. And if we need to communicate anything to the public, something will be posted on the website. We don't generally use social media. So the website's going to be the best place for us to post something, or again, on the door, the front door of the office. So relocation. So the main office is currently the only operating location, but all the staff is made aware of procedures for switching to remote work if necessary. And the 3 key employees who I identified earlier can do all the essential business functions remotely. And all the other staff will switch their focus from the essential business functions to more like a research and education type work. So the two main critical functions of this business are tax return preparation and filing, which is client income tax returns for individuals, businesses, and nonprofits. And we have to make sure that they're accurately and successfully filed in a timely manner, generally by April 15th, but this year it was pushed to July. Our second one is payroll and bookkeeping. So we have to make sure the client's books are kept up to date and that they're accurate and that their employees are paid in timely and routinely. Resource requirements. So we have a few main resources that we use. So staff obviously is our main resource, as the people that get the work done. If we can't have them, the impact on the business is very high, but we do have people who we can hire as independent contractors in the event that we don't have enough staff to get the job done. Our building, obviously, again, high impact, but if the building can't be used, most of our staff can work from home. Workstation, same as building, maybe a little less high. You can use, there's extra computers, you can switch workstations if you have to, or again, most of the staff is set up to work from home if they have to. We've got a lot of special programs that we use for our critical functions, and we do have a IT person who we can call, and he generally can come in same day and help us with any IT issues we have, or there's always the contact for the specific programs. Data, so client data mostly, that's high impact. We do have an external server to help with any data loss, and that keeps us with current backups. Internet access, again, is pretty high impact, and landlines, medium impact, because if the phone goes down, we can still use cell phones or email clients, so that one's a little less of an impact on the company. And for both of those, if something goes wrong, we do just call GCI. So our mission critical systems. So the biggest one, the main one, is our remote server. All our computer operations are done through this server, so the data is continuously backed up to secure third-party location. And if the system's interrupted, we call Network Alliance on the phone. QuickBooks Desktop's another big one. We use that for all our payroll and bookkeeping. And we can contact QuickBooks via online submission forms or by phone. We use CS Professional Suites to prepare and file tax returns, and they have, again, their own tech support or a phone line we can call if something goes wrong. Citrix ShareFile is like a Dropbox kind of server that we use to deliver and receive information to and from clients, so they don't always have to come into the office or fax or mail stuff. And they also have an online support if something goes wrong. And then we've got our phone and our fax line that we use pretty consistently all the time. And we use it to communicate with our clients, IRS, each other. And if something goes wrong there, again, we contact GCI. So our vital records are, for our critical systems, we've got our tax return filing. So W-2s, W-3s, tax pins, any engagement documents we got from the clients, 1099s, any kind of client information that we have. Sometimes we have paper. It always is electronic. Just depends on how the client brought it in, but we usually will save it, upload it, and then give the papers back to the clients. And all the electronic stuff is on our independent server. Bookkeeping, so that records for that are things like bank statements, credit card statements, check registers, Square accounts, and that again is all electronic and backed up on our independent server. Payroll, we've got timesheets, W-4s for new employees, direct deposit information, and that again is electronic and it's backed up on the independent server. Our recovery time objectives for our two critical functions. So we've got tax return prep and filing. We've got to get it restored by the end of the day if something goes wrong. We got maximum 1 day. Clients drop off information all the time, coming, going, and even 1 day of data loss can significantly impact the business and the clients. And then we've got payroll and bookkeeping, and this has to be restored by Thursday at the latest because payroll is due by Thursday. Direct deposit's got to be done by Thursday. Most people get paid on Fridays, so we got to make sure that we get it done before the end of the week. And if we don't, the client's employees won't get paid, and that could impact our reputation, or we could end up having to pay penalties for things not being filed in time. Testing, training, and revision. So it is crucial that our business continuity plan is tested to make sure that it is functional in this organization, because if it's not functional in this organization, then there's no point in having it at all. Each staff member will be made familiar with the contents of the business continuity plan when they're hired on, anytime the plan changes, and at least once a year. The business continuity plan will be practiced by tabletop training, drills, or run through with staff every 6 months. And this ensures that our plan's always up to date, that any weaknesses can be identified, and it will help familiarize the staff with the protocols within the plan. And then any revision will happen as real world and training situations are completed and any weaknesses have been identified, so we can make sure that for next time things go a little bit smoother. And that is all I have for you. So thank you for listening. Bye.